They say you're anchor or you get folded. But what if anchoring wasn't just strength but a mindset? This week on the Hoggie Shuffle, we're breaking down how to stall a bull rush without drawing laundry, spotlighting some young guards fighting for a second chance, throwing some flags and a couple risky position changes, and saluting a gold standard at left tackle, Anthony Muñoz. Let's dig in. This is the Hoggie Shuffle. You got Preston, you got Robbie.
Yo.
So welcome back this week. We're going to break down some real football. Last week we talked about Reggie White, some rookie linemen on the rise, Cam Newton taking a few reckless shots. Didn't jump on the ball, though. This week, we're lining up and we're hitting hard. We're talking anchoring, how to hold your ground without drawing a flag. Then we're going to put some young guards on notice, call a few BS, and go from there. So obviously starting out, Coach's Corner, like usual. This week we want to really talk about anchoring, how to hold your ground without holding. Anchoring, it's technique. Anchoring is the last line of defense in pass protection. If you can't anchor, you're either on the quarterback's lap or you're drawing a flag. So key concepts, what is anchoring? Obviously, anchoring is how to stall a bull rush without panicking. So, you really get nice and low, almost a 3-step hop back, sit in that position, get nice and low, and then if he starts turning left to right, you got to move the hips, you got to move the feet with him, or I guess like I just said, you're going to get a holding call. You got to have that staggered feet, knees bent, heels grounded, drop those hips, engage those glutes, and get underneath those pads. If you don't stay low and get those hips engaged, it's going to be a tough day for you.
One thing we got to make sure when we're doing this, guys, is that we still maintain all of our weight on our left inside foot or right inside foot, depending on what side we're playing. That's a big thing. So when you take your drop back, your step, we still got to make sure that we got all of our weight posted on our inside foot.
Oh, man, 100%. It's what is it? It's almost a 70-30 split you really want to have, or a 60-40 split. You want to make sure you have that more weight on that inside. And a big thing, hands inside. You almost want to imagine that your armpit is zippered up to your arm here. You don't want to go like this. As soon as you go like this, you're asking for a holding call. Oh, shit. Right. As soon as you go like this, you're asking for a holding call. You want to make sure that your thumbs up, elbows in, strong base with your upright posture. You're not leaning. You're not folding across. You're sitting down, getting that nice position.
That's the thing, too. It's just like, guys, when we're trying to reset and we're getting bull rushed, the number one thing we can do is make sure that we're nice and tight. And when he comes to that bull rush, we have to fight for separation, right? Because once we give him up, we don't want to give him up both sticks, but once we fight for separation, then it's a little bit easier for us to get back.
Exactly. And big mistakes that you're going to avoid, obviously, is overreaching. So what I mean by that is you don't want to be way out here blocking. You want to be in a nice position here where you're popping through, you're getting that position through. A good coach friend of mine, he always talks about it, where if you start here and then extend out there, it's not going to go great for you. But if you're in that, 3/4 cock position, you're ready to go, you're going to get the same amount of power coming right through there. Make sure that pad level is low. If you stand up too high, that bull rush is going to get you right in the chest. It's going to be a tough one for you. And then obviously dropping the anchor a little too early. If you preset and you drop that anchor and you hit him a little when you're almost too low waiting for it, it's there's a lot of bad things that can go with this. And then obviously the last one's going to catch mode instead of dictating the contact. So you don't want to sit there and just catch what's coming at you. You have to be there and make that contact, get nice and low, and be aggressive on it for sure.
100%. Like anybody's going to tell you, it's just like, hands, feet, eyes. Those are the main important things. But we also have to remember speed plays a big factor in this. So the faster you get out of your set, the faster you get into your anchor, the easier it's going to be for you to ID that bull rush. And that bull rush comes and you're up quick and you got your hands ready to fire, you're going to be way better off.
Oh, 100%. And coaches out there, players, if you want to know some drills for this for sure, band resistance with a simulated bull rush is really good. Obviously, if you're blessed with a good program and stuff like that, and you have a sled you can work on or anything there, sled drive, hold that position up there on a nice lev sled if you even can. I know we work a lot of lev sled work as well too, and a big thing is involving in that. And then mirror footwork. Into an anchor drop. If you can mirror that footwork going through and, you're left, right, left, and just kind of going that motion, going back and through with a partner, oh, man, it's going to make a huge difference.
One of the best drills I used to run with this one would be with my medicine balls. So you get 2 different weights of medicine balls, and you start with the lower weight, and you just sit across, right? And so you're just sitting across quick, and the guy just launches the ball out at you. And the main part about that is not letting that ball come into your frame, which was going to kind of represent a guy bull rushing to you. So you got a 20-pound, 30-pound medicine ball coming at you. That's got to lock out your arms, and then you got to step back, right? So you can't just sit there and take it. It's going to really help your arms. It's going to really help your chest. It's going to really help you sit down and maintain what you're doing.
Oh man, 100%. Like I've done that drill, so I can tell you it's great. It works really well. And so obviously, guys, just a quick one here, but big tip with anchoring. It's the difference between collapsing into a pocket and controlling it. It's not just about your brute strength. It's about that body control. You win with a wide base, low hips, tight hands inside of the frame, but you're gonna lose the second you stand tall, reach, or lean at all. So the best linemen, they don't catch contact, they absorb it. Reset, redeliver force through the ground. Anchoring is a mindset. You don't retreat, you dig in.
Right, and this always goes what we say every episode. You know, you gotta stay low, stay nasty. Like those are the two things that no matter what you got to do, if you're gonna be playing this spot, those are two things you got to do: stay square, stay nasty.
Oh yeah. Rolling into our big guy spotlight here. We're talking about a couple guys here. So first one's going to be a guy going into year 2, could be going to year 3 actually, sorry, but it's going to be Evan Neal of the New York Giants. He's a big guy. I mean, he's about 6'7", 345. I mean, big dude. Last year, played all 13 games. He only had 5 penalties, allowed 7 sacks. So, he's slipping a little bit. Again, this is we always say this isn't going to be the best dudes in the league or anything like that. These are just guys out there that deserve the recognition as well too. They're out there working day in, day out, and we want to talk about them. And they're, hopefully we can see these guys in the next few years getting better and better and better. I mean, he allowed 34 pressures last year. PFF grade really wasn't, it was pretty dismal. I mean, 51.2 overall with a 45.7 pass block and a 60.3 run block. So he's got a lot of work to do. But I mean, if you're a starter and that's what you're putting up, you got to get a little better. You got to work on that, right? And that's huge. But obviously these guys are in the NFL. They're working every single offseason. They're training every single offseason. So now a little bit of camp story for this guy. He's now transitioned to guard after 2 years at right tackle. So that could be a big position change for him. That could actually work really well for him. It sounds like he's splitting some first team right guard reps with Greg Van Roten. So that's a great guy to learn under as well too. It's probably the Giants' most hyped position battle other than I would say quarterback and stuff like that. Because I've heard some rumors on that one too. Reports saying he's playing with better leverage, improved hand timing inside, and really this camp coming that's in right now could really determine his future in the league.
Right. I got Cooper Beebe, Dallas Cowboys, height, weight, 6'3", 322. So he's a little bit, undersized a little bit in my eyes that way. 2024 stats, games played 16. Penalties 3, sacks allowed 2, pressures allowed 18, so not so bad.
Yeah, those are pretty respectable stats.
Right? PFF grade 72.9 overall with a 69.3 pass block and a 76.1 run block. So I like that run block number. That's a nice number right there.
For sure it is.
Camp stories. He's getting every first team rep at left guard and center. So I mean that's pretty intense. Coach is calling him a top performer at O-line, and when you're making coaches notice your name and your number, that's a big deal, guys. Showing consistent anchor technique on one-on-one, so he's not letting that size, a little bit less size, throw him around too much. And yeah, strong year 1. Plus, he's ready for camp. Looks like he's probably going to be locked in starter for the 2025 season, guys.
Could be good. That could be really good. It's nice to see guys like that, especially when you play guard center, rolling around. You're getting recognition in camp from the coaches, all that kind of stuff. It's going to make a guy work a little harder and get better. I mean, these guys, like I said, these guys are in the NFL. They're working hard every single offseason to be the best they could possibly be.
And these two guys, they got 2 games they got to play. Sorry, I should say 4 games they got to play: 2 against the Commanders and 2 against the Eagles, where they're going to get a lot of time and they're going to get a lot of pressure. They're going to get a lot of heat.
Oh yeah. All right, guys. Now we're into the next segment here. It's going to be the Wheel of Teams. We're going to switch it up a little bit again this week. We went through a lot of different teams. We talked about a lot of teams. I've asked for some shout-outs. Haven't got really any big shout-outs from anybody, so, obviously. We're going to roll into a little bit different here, though. So basically, we're going to pick 2 teams. So I'm going to pick a team. Rob's going to pick a team. We'll obviously spin the wheel. And then we're going to talk about who would win a head-on-head matchup against these 2 teams and just chat about it. All right, who got up first? Ooh, okay. So this next roll is going to be a tough one. We'll see, though. We'll see. I mean, to be fair, though, playing with the Super Bowl, they're not going to be too great. Let's hit it.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Cardinals versus the Chiefs. Now, we already know big thing what's going to happen. Obviously, the Chiefs are going to score quick and they're going to score fast. But you can't really push out the Cardinals and say they're not going to do anything at all.
I mean, Kyler Murray's Kyler Murray. And then on the best day, Kyler Murray's one of the best quarterbacks in the league in my eyes. He could throw it, he could run it, and he can extend a drive and he can extend a game just on his talent outside the pocket. No matter.
Oh man, 100%. As long as it's not Call of Duty Double XP weekend, that dude is a monster. And that's a stat. You can look that one up. That's an actual stat out there that he plays statistically worse on Double XP weekends. But I mean, you go out in the Chiefs, and it all depends. I mean, we see in the Super Bowl, it could be any given Sunday. At the end of the day, they can go out there and score against backups and things like that, or they can go out there and drop 50 points. And you never know what kind of Patrick Mahomes you're going to get and what kind of offense you're going to get out of the Chiefs. But historically, obviously, their offense has always been a little stronger than what they have at defense, and so I could see the Cardinals put up a little bit of points. Final score, I would probably put it at 27-14.
So my eyes are going to all depend on what Travis Kelce's doing. And now, I mean, you look at Travis Kelce's now making movies with Adam Sandler, and he's doing this and he's doing that. Was he in it last year? I truly believe it would have been a little bit. I'm not saying it would have been much different of a Super Bowl, but I believe it would have been a little bit different of a Super Bowl if he was blocking and running his routes properly and doing some things that a guy that's hungry to win a championship is going to do, right? And that could be said the same thing about Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, sometimes he's hungry, sometimes he wants to be there, but like you just said, dude likes to do the things he likes to do all the time. I'm going to have to say 27-14 Chiefs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think that's honestly what's going to happen there. Like I said, I don't think there could be that random Sunday on a really cold October afternoon where it just goes a little bit differently. But I really think that cards on the table. If I'm betting on that, that's where I'm sitting at.
Because I mean, Arizona's going to come out and they're consistently have a pretty decent defense coming out. Depending on what's going on, Kansas City's always going to have a decent defense backed by guys like Chris Jones and guys like that. And I think that no matter what, Chiefs are probably going to win that game 9 times out of 10. But I mean, look at the Karate Kid. Sometimes the underdog wins.
Yeah, bro. Right. All right. Let's see who's up for next.
Ooh, I
Rams.
like this one.
Okay. Versus. Oh, that's a matchup. That's actually a matchup that I'm sorry, that is a decent matchup. You got Aaron Rodgers with DK Metcalf out there. I mean, obviously versus what's his name there? Puka Nacua with Matt Stafford. So I mean, like realistically, that's gonna be a good game. Like any day of the week, this would be a good game, and obviously that depends. Are we gonna get 2020 Aaron Rodgers back? You never know. He easily could come out this season and be a hot quarterback and be the guy, but just as easily he could be an absolute train wreck and it just not go well at all.
100%. I see the Aaron Rodgers thing, and like I said last week on the podcast, they're taking a gamble with their offensive line. They didn't really build it up. They don't really have a lot of big names on that offensive line that are going to be super tough. And then you got Aaron Rodgers. He's not a very mobile guy anymore. He's getting up there in age. But I mean, then you got Matt Stafford. He's also up in age. I think defensively this would be a big battle. I would have to say, with Puka being there and Adams being there, and Stafford, like he's still got the arm. Does he have the feet? He doesn't have the feet, but I'd have to say it's going to definitely go with the Rams.
I don't know. I think it'll be a close game. I think obviously TJ Watt, like I've talked about before, him versus Myles Garrett out there. But I think he'd make a difference in this game for sure, out there for sure. I'm gonna say 17-14 Steelers.
And I'm gonna go with a little bit higher of a score because I think they're gonna put some points on the board. I'm gonna have to go with 31-17 Rams. I don't think Rodgers has it. I really don't.
That's fair. I get that completely.
The Steelers, they're close to my heart. Those guys.
I was talking to a Steelers fan actually last week when I was in Edmonton, and he was super excited about the season and all those kind of things. And we had a quick chat about it, and I think, like I said, I think they're going to be a mediocre team. They're obviously going to go mid. Like it's with Tomlin, they never go negative. So they're at least going to be in a mid to positive standpoint. They're going to do work. He always does great things on that offensive defense. So we'll see what happens.
Like their defense will keep them in the season like it does every year in and year out.
All right, let's hit the last teams here.
Last teams.
I like this segment. This is going good. Buffalo.
Dirty.
Buffalo. I was really hoping it was going to go Ravens. That would have been a really good one.
It would have been.
So, Buffalo versus Carolina. So, you get a team that obviously in the last 5 years has been historically really good. I mean, they've been a powerhouse going to those AFC Championship games, really pushing through versus a team with a young quarterback, Canadian running back, which is really cool, and a team that's really working hard to get up there and be a lot better. So I think a game like this, probably I'm going to lean towards Buffalo side of it. But again, Carolina can shake things up. They're one of those teams that's a little scrappy, a little raw dog in there, and they're running around.
Yeah, like I'm kind of agreeing with you on that. Carolina, they've had flashes of greatness. Like they had the greatest quarterback of all time, Cam Newton, there that couldn't even jump on a fumble, or but he was MVP. No Super Bowls for that guy. And again, I'm just going to say it up there. I'm just going to say Cam Newton's trash. I'm not picking the Panthers. I'm taking the other team by 30, and Panthers are scoring 0 points.
I'm gonna put a little bit of hope out there that my guy Chuba gets a little bit of runs in there. I'm hoping he'll at least bust for 2 touchdowns.
Love you, Chuba.
And I'm thinking 31-14 for Buffalo.
I like it.
Okay, guys, that's the Wheel of Teams this week. A little bit different, a little bit shaking it up. We always try to change things around here, so it's a lot more fun and manageable and things like that. We're on to our next segment. Obviously, we got the flags in the play. So one I want to talk about this week, and Rob's going to do one as well too. But this one that just happened. I mean, it's a little crazy to me. It's a little cuckoo. I don't know why you do this. I don't know why at this point in someone's career you'd want to change like this. But Robbie can obviously shed a little more light to being a Raiders fan. But it's Jamal Adams switching to will linebacker for the Raiders. So, and I know he hasn't played a lot. I think in the last 3 seasons, he's only played about 15 games total. Like, he's definitely on the decline in his career at a safety. You're taking a veteran safety and a free agent deal. You're putting them together with Pete Carroll again. Like, they were monsters when they were in the Seahawks together.
Oh, yeah.
Worked really, really well. But now you got Coach Carroll confirming Adams will switch position from safety to will linebacker, praising his aggressiveness and physicality to fit for the role. I don't know about you, but if you played in a pro position or any career, let's talk about a job career, and you're 10, 15 years, I'm not sure exactly how many years he's played, but let's say you're 10 years into your career, and someone goes, yeah, we're going to switch you up a little bit. That, to me, is almost either a slap in the face or it is a way that they're trying to use him a little bit on the field while not physically trying to use all of them out there. They don't want him to be dying. Now, he's been working with linebacker group throughout all of training camp, preparing for a big rotation as a nickel snap alongside veteran Jermaine Pratt, Devin White, and Eldon Roberts and Jalen Smith. So, we'll see what happens there. Why this really matters and why we're talking about this. I mean, repositioning Adams from safety to will linebacker represents a bold redeployment of his strengths, bringing in the hard-hitting, run support style closer to the line of scrimmage. Like, he recorded 12 sacks and 28 tackles for a loss in 2017 to 2019 as a box safety. So, I mean, he's got the hammer to him. He can really drop that shoulder. Mm-hmm. But now you got to realize, instead of him trying to maneuver around receivers and tight ends, he's got offensive linemen coming to block. And when you're changing your position that much into it with offensive linemen coming, I mean, it's going to make a huge difference in what he's actually going to be able to be successful on the field and be a difference maker out there.
And that's where my point was going to go. Like, that's where the whole thing that I think about it is, it's like you're covering hips when you're playing DBs or when you're playing receivers, right? Like, you're a DB, you're looking at hips, you're bringing the over top of the boom, right? Well, there's nothing over the top anymore. You got to come downhill every single play, and you got to be tough nut football. And I'm sorry, DBs, you guys aren't tough guys. You guys are skinny little wieners, majority of you, and you're just it's not where you need to be. And so, could it be good? It could be good, but show me some proof. Let me see some proof, because I'm telling you one thing: most times when you see a guy outside of a lineman switching positions, it doesn't go very well. They're there for a year and then they're gone.
Right? I mean, this is a high risk, high reward. So at the end of the day, mine's a 15-yard flag for coaching negligence, because I really think that it's a high risk, high reward experiment that plays to his strengths, but it also comes with lots of roster management and rule book wrinkles. I mean, he's a wild card set in the asset and reworked linebacker groups. A potential disruptive force if he can stay healthy. I mean, but at the end of the day, I think that you look at where he's aligned and his name on the roster in each game, because it's going to go linebacker to safety, and we're going to see where he's at, because if the other guys drop in the safety position, they get hurt, they're going to put him back at safety. I mean, you don't take a guy that's a 2-time Pro Bowler and go, yeah, no, we're just going to put you in this other position. Like, to me, flag on the play fully for coaching negligence, 15 yards.
I have to agree with you. Reading it and seeing Pete talk about it, I was kind of like, well, you know, understanding being a Raiders fan, you got to know this is where players go to die. And, there's a reason we have all these guys in the Hall of Fame that didn't come from us, but they're still Hall of Famers, and they didn't make their Hall of Fame career with the Raiders.
All right, now
All right.
what are you talking about?
I got and this one. This one is really passionate to me because I think this guy is. I don't know if he's top five interior guys. He's probably top five interior guys. Trey Hendrickson's holdout heat. What happened? According to Manitow Teo, Good Morning Football, Hendrickson called the Bengals' latest extension proposal, and it was just atrociously low. He made it crystal clear that he won't play the final year of his contract with $16 million in 2025, and he needs better guarantees. And again, the guy's going off back to back. He won the sack last year, and he had 17 and a half sacks both years. I mean, that's
And
big
you're gonna think
numbers
you're
for
paying
an
him
inside
$16
guy,
million
right?
dollars?
We're talking an inside defensive tackle kicking ass and taking names, and you don't want to pay him?
Like, these guys are out there making these $80 to $100 million contracts for 3 or 4 years, and you're telling me it's like, nah, you're not worth that. You can get all the sacks in the world, but you're not worth that. We're gonna sign the young guy, but you're not worth that.
Fans in local media have blasted owner Mike Brown and front office for allowing their 17 and a half sack leader to sit out in camp. Like, not having that guy in camp's really gonna hurt you guys.
Oh yeah.
It sends a big message to that pass rushers aren't valued like skilled position stars. And we know the guys. We're the trenches. We know how big they are. When your defensive engine refuses to suit up, it's more than a sideline walkout. It's a warning to the trench warriors and demanding why it matters. When your defensive engine refuses to suit up, it's more than a sideline walkout. It's a warning that the trench warriors demand respect. Ownership mistakes here directly threaten the pass rushers' cohesion on the field and performance. Like, I'm telling you guys, I'm giving this one 10-yard penalty for being an absolute bonehead of an organization for not wanting to hire this guy. This guy needs to get paid, and if we don't pay him, I hope the Raiders pick him.
100%. So, rolling into that, obviously, we're going to go into our Legends talk. And like I said at the beginning of the podcast, it's Anthony Muñoz. I think that he's widely regarded as one of the greatest offensive tackles ever. His blend of length, athleticism, technique set the standard for modern offensive line play. I mean, the dude was 6'6", 280 pounds. He had 13 seasons in the NFL from 80 to 92 with the Bengals. One team, right? He had 185 games played with 182 games started. So that means from his rookie season, he only didn't start for 3 games and came out like Pro Bowl selections 11 times, most by any time at the time of his retirement. So, I mean, still guys who are putting up these crazy stats. He was all pro 9 times on the first team, 9-time first team All-Proer, 2-time second team All-Proer. He was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1998, so when I was about 1 year old. So, I mean, I'm looking at this stuff. I never got to watch this guy play, obviously, but watching this stuff, playing as this guy in Madden, watching his highlights, I mean, what a monster. He was voted greatest offensive tackle in NFL history by an ESPN panel in 2022. So, I mean, everyone knows about this guy. Everyone knows that the monstrous he was. Obviously, his technique was his legendary knee bend and hand placement allowed him to anchor against power rushers and mirror speed edges. Like this guy, guys, you want to watch tape about anchoring? You watch this guy.
Right.
Despite his knee concerns in college, he missed only 3 games in his first 12 seasons, recorded 7 receptions for 18 yards and 4 touchdowns, showing on tackle-eligible plays, showcasing a rare ability. So before the Lions were doing it, the Bengals were doing it. Obviously, twice he led the league in top rushing attacks, set franchise record for pancake blocks. I mean, unofficially, but over 700 pancake blocks.
Oh, boy.
And he redefined the pass protector anchor for generations. Like, he didn't just protect the quarterback. He dictated the pocket. And that's a quote right out of legend Ken Anderson's mouth. Anthony Muñoz's career is the blueprint for every great offensive lineman that followed. His name belongs in the top of any all-time list. Let's
give him a clap. What a guy. All right, next segment coming up, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I got some stuff on linemen. I got some stuff on teams. I got some stuff on rookies. Okay, we're going to start with the good. Bills lock in core young talent. Buffalo extended Khalil Shakir, Christian Bedford, Terrell Bernard, and Gregory Rosenau on favorable contracts, securing growth around Josh Allen. Like, let's be honest, we want Josh Allen to be protected because, let's be honest, even we're not Bills fans, we all love watching Josh Allen play, and we're always rooting for Josh Allen because we want to see him beat stupid frog man.
The Chiefs. He's talking about the Chiefs. We want to see him beat the Chiefs. I'll say it.
Rookie standouts in Washington. Commanders rookie Josh Conley Jr., which we've represented here, is impressing at right tackle. Luke McCaffrey is showing playmaker flashes in camp, buzzing with competition. I'm really waiting to see that Luke McCaffrey go because I'm really hoping he can be like his brother. Then last good, we got Eagles culture reset post Super Bowl. And now these comments were some of the best comments I've ever seen somebody make. And it's not just these two guys. It's almost the whole team. They got their rings and then they seen these two guys and they're like, whoa, what's going on? So Philly players like Jalen Hurts, Jordan Mailata insist on a fresh start. So what they're saying is last season's over. We don't want to talk about the Super Bowl. We don't want to talk about our rings. We don't want to talk about anything. That's all we want. Rookie Jahad Campbell is already rotating in with the first team defense. Now that's cool. I'm
going to say this. Every year we do it. We get these steals in the draft on D-line and linebacker, and they are monsters. And talking about Hurts and Mailata, even Landon said it as well too. The 2024 team's dead. It's on to 2025. It does not matter what we succeed in 2024. We have had no success this year. We are the same as everybody else. We are 0-0.
100%. All right, we're going on to the bad now. It's not as bad as the ugly. Texans gamble on offensive line overhaul. Now, we've mentioned this before. Houston traded away all elite left tackle Laramie Tunsil and Kenyon Green, replacing them with Ed Ingram and Laken Tomlinson. Both below average pass protectors, the move has drawn widespread criticism. And let's be honest, when you got a guy in Texas as your quarterback, we need to protect him. We really, really need to keep him going. Next up, we got Seahawks endure early injury setback. This one kind of hurt my heart a little bit. Running back Kenny McIntosh suffered an ACL tear right as camp begins. I think he ran 3 plays, popped his Achilles. Seattle's depth chart's not that big in the backfield, so look to see them picking some guys up in the next couple weeks here.
Oh, yeah.
Now we got the ugly. Lions lose key leadership and continuity. Detroit Lions lost coordinator Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn to Pro Bowl Frank Ragnow unexpectedly retired in June, leaving major holes in both lines and in the coaching infrastructure. Now, Ben Johnson, that's a big one. But let's be honest. Coach is coach. He's going to be coach. And I love the head coach of Detroit. He's going to be...
Oh, Dan's a great guy. I mean, he's going to obviously keep what they have there. He's going to keep the magic together.
He will make sure the right guy goes to the right job.
Yep.
Cowboys secondary fraught with risk. Though Trayvon Diggs and Duron Bland headline the unit, concerns loom with injuries and lack of depth. The dumpster fire of the Cowboys. And then we got Browns quarterback chaos deepens. Rookie Shedeur Sanders camp begins poorly, throwing staff instead of receivers. But rebound with multi-TD drills, critics, they still think, questions. Can he do it? Is he going to be in the QB room? Is he going to get bumped down to the 4th string? Is he going to be on the practice roster? I mean, I personally think that he's going to be their number 2, and I think at some point this season he's going to be in there. All right.
Got some early storylines worth watching as well, too. Commanders' quarterback situation and McLaurin's return. Obviously, Terry McLaurin ended his holdout and is now on the PUP list with an ankle injury. It sucks. The quarterback battle in Washington remains wide open as negotiations persist. I don't see there being a quarterback battle 100% with you. I think that Jaden Daniels is the guy. 100%. He's the guy. I mean, all day long, he is going to be great for them. Eagles, Jalen Carter remains sidelines. Weird thing to say. Eagles, Some injury concerns, obviously. Defensive lineman Jalen Carter's remain sidelines and practice injuries for Kenyon Green, Cam Jurgens, and others raising questions about Philly's depth in certain spots. We're always plug and playing different guys in with the offensive and defensive lines. I can tell you the depth is great. Really not too worried there. The Chiefs' offensive line battle shapes fate. Kansas City's undergoing identity overhaul, putting some rookies and veteran tackles to the test in hopes of shoring up protection from Mahomes and reshaping their trajectory. You obviously looked at the Super Bowl where the Eagles didn't blitz a single time and they still had multiple sacks. So that comes down to showing that the front four guys really work their offensive line, and those dudes need to get a little better and get a little bit more cohesion together for sure.
Most definitely.
All right, rolling to the next segment here. We got some verified camp shoutouts. So Rob's going to do the first one. I'm going to do the second one. These are guys we've talked about. We talked about these guys at the beginning of our podcast, right when they got drafted and stuff. And now we can finally see the proofs from the pudding and see what they're doing.
Like we said a couple weeks ago, we were going to bring some of these guys back in and just give you an update on what's going on. So first, we got Will Campbell, Patriots left tackle, first round, 4th pick. Now, let's be honest. Campbell has indeed begun taking consistent first-team reps at left tackle in New England's training camp. He's been praised by veteran O-linemen Morgan Moses and Mike Owenawi for his competitiveness and willingness to learn. Reports and highlights is his strong work ethic and athleticism and rapid adjustment to the NFL. We all talked about this. We knew that he was going to come in and he was going to be a day one starter. We didn't know if it was going to be at left tackle or if they were going to bump him into guard, but we knew that Campbell was going to be a day one guy.
Now, this one's my guy. I'm telling you right now, Armand Membou is going to be a Hall of Fame offensive lineman. I think he's going to have such a great career. 100%. Watching all his college tape, doing this podcast stuff, I really got to learn what this guy did and what he can do. The Jets have obviously installed him as one of their starting tackles in camp, leaning into the young rather than the veterans. He's been regularly matched up against explosive edge rusher Will McDonald IV, seeing major development in opponents early in camp. While he's had some challenges, Membou describes the process as competitive and fun, leaning into those reps and really having growth opportunities going through. Like I said, guys, I've watched this guy play. I know what he can do and what he's capable of, and really think that he is going to be the guy. He's such a big monster, and it really, to me, it's his footwork and his speed power. He's really able just to kind of get that edge and just come downhill and absolutely take you off your feet and just send you into the dirt. And I think that's really going to push towards the NFL for him, and you're really going to see him do really well.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. I'm excited to watch them run the ball, and I'm excited him to be the anchor of that. All right, last but not least, we got Josh Simmons, Chiefs left tackle, first round. Simmons was drafted 32nd overall by Kansas City and has opened camp as the starting left tackle, while Jawan Taylor is sidelined with injury, suggesting the team trust him week one, barring setbacks. Analysts from former NFL lineman Jeff Schwartz emphasized that the Chiefs got a steal in Simmons despite his torn pectoral tendon, reinforcing high expectations his role in camp. And again, like we talked about Josh, he is a big dude, and to be on the Chiefs and become a starter day one, you gotta be good, because we got Andy. And let's be honest, in my eyes, he's my favorite coach. There's probably coach in the NFL that I've watched. From the Eagles to the Chiefs, and even though he's on the Chiefs, he's just such a good football mind and player coach, and so I'm really looking forward to see.
Let's be honest here. Andy Reid's probably a top 3 to top 5 coach of all time.
Oh, I'd say top 1 or 2.
Could even be top 2. Him and Bill up there. I'm sorry. They definitely both were having successful dynasties. Obviously, both had really good quarterbacks in their positions as well too. But Andy also took a team with Donovan McNabb all the way to the Super Bowl as well too.
That's 100%.
Now, they didn't win it, but he still took them all the way there. That just shows you something there, too.
He also took them to 5 straight NFC championship games.
Now, a little bonus one I want to throw in there is finally, Bengals. We just talked about how dumb they're being with Hendrickson, but at least they're smart enough to do this. So Shamir Stewart agreed to a fully guaranteed deal with the Bengals. 17th overall pick. It's $18 million fully guaranteed with a reported $10 million signing bonus as part of the deal. Cincinnati reportedly softened the language in their controversial clause that allowed the team to void Stewart's guaranteed money. I knew it. And if he engaged in detrimental conduct, now, the Bengals turn their attention towards Trey Hendrickson, their other contract stalemate with their star pass rusher. So they got the young guy, and if they're willing to pay this guy what he wants and pay him a decent contract for his rookie year, rookie contract and stuff, there's no reason they don't need to go get Hendrickson. So again, I think they're just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, and then there's one more Rob's going to chat up here as well, too. Somebody's had a big contract today. We got big news.
Rashad Slater. Slater's new deal, $114 million, 4 years, baby. That's a big
boy's
deal.
Getting paid. Big boy's getting paid.
Slater's new deal sees him make more money than any offensive lineman in the land. A two-time Pro Bowler, Slater's reputation precedes him. He's one of the game's finest run blockers and has given Jim Harbaugh reliance in the run game. Slater should feel right at home with the Bolts' offensive line in the foreseeable future. Slater endured an inconsistent 2023, failing to the field a new contract extension, while others from his draft class landed lucrative extensions, naming Penei Sewell 4 years, $112 million, and Christian Deershaw 4 year, $104 million. The Los Angeles chose to stand pat. Slater reward him with another starting campaign, playing 97% of all Chargers snaps.
Damn.
Holy smokes. He didn't commit to a false start penalty and only tallied two holding calls in 2024. Sorry, guys. He earned some serious coin with his efforts. Roughly 92 of his last deal is fully guaranteed. You get paid, my friend, get paid. And he'll pull in $28 million average annual AVV, both those figures in NFL records for offensive linemen. Slater hasn't practiced with the team in more than a week, fueled what Harbaugh called a minor injury, and he's expected to make a full recovery and return to the fold in due time. When he does, he'll be tasked with shepherding the Chargers' regard. Let's go, buddy. Proud of you, man.
That's awesome.
Proud of you.
Love to see those big guys get paid. Guys, that's the meat and potatoes of the episode, Short and sweet this week. We're talking about good stuff. We're talking about the big boys, Muñoz. We got the young boys in there. We talked about the coach's corner. We got the Wheel of Teams, a little different this week. We got to switch it up a little bit, see where we're going in. But I thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We're on YouTube, on Spotify. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. We're also on all social media platforms as well, too. We got the Instagram. We got the TikTok. We got the YouTube Shorts on there, too. We're on Facebook. We got lots of places on there. Obviously, next week, like I said before, I'm going to be in Kelowna. So we're actually going to do an in-person episode. It's going to be awesome. Really excited for it. It's going to be really fun. Like I said, follow us on there. Let's keep pushing this offensive line gear. Follow us on all the socials. Follow us on there. And remember, stay square.
Stay nasty.